Hey, good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's day is off to a fantastic start. I'm a little sleepy this morning. I had a hard time falling asleep last night. I'm so excited about my future. And it was just kind of hard to fall asleep. And so when I got into that quote unquote deep level of sleep, it was time to get up. But that's okay because we got a lot of stuff to do today. So welcome to the Chronicles of Cree. And today we're going to be talking about sustaining motivation. This week we've been talking about motivation and fear and escaping fear, not being afraid. And today we're talking about sustaining motivation. And I'm coming to you with some words of encouragement for the day from Brendon Burchard's The Motivation Manifesto. Good morning, Avery. You are always on time. Always on time. And so today we're going to dive right into sustaining motivation and how we need to make sure that while we're motivated, we sustain it. Remember, I made a post early in the week and it said, I see a lot of people who are just really on fire and really excited about 2017 because it's new. People love stuff that's new. And so now that we're in this new year, we got a whole lot of people who are setting all these, and I'm calling them New Year's resolutions for lack of a better term. Good morning, Susan. Good morning, Marion. Good morning, Miss Baker. Good morning, Reginald. How are you? He said, Lady Cree. I said, ooh, okay. Good morning. How are you, sir? I haven't ever been greeted with Lady Cree before, so that kind of threw me off. But we see a lot of people at the beginning of the year super excited about 2017 and they're gung-ho about all these things that they want to accomplish, but unfortunately they don't have the sustaining power of the motivation, the drive, the determination that they had at the beginning of the year. And so what happens is as the year goes on, you don't see all that motivation anymore. It didn't even take a year. We're halfway through January, and if you sit down and look at people, they've already started to kind of turn away from some of those goals, especially if they were goals that consisted of going to the gym. And I use that one a lot because we see it a lot. And so today we're going to be talking about sustaining motivation. And it says ambition and expectation are just the beginning of the process. They are the spark of motivation. It's ambition and expectation. Unfortunately, many people never fan the flames of motivation by keeping their focus on their dreams. And I want to stop right there and talk about that. It says, unfortunately, many people never fan the flames of motivation by keeping their focus on their dreams. You've got to stay focused. You've got to stay focused. I tried to make a cake once, and I was trying to make this cake while I was watching Lifetime. And y'all already know that Lifetime can suck you in and you've lost the whole day if you're not careful. So I was trying to bake this cake while I was watching Lifetime. And I was making the cake for a friend who was just having a difficult time and needed a little pick-me-up. And there's nothing better than my homemade 7-pound cakes to pick you up. And so I was trying to bake this cake while I was watching Lifetime. And the movie was getting better and better and better and better and better. And it was taking me so long to get this cake mixed up. And so if you know anything about baking cakes, you can't just take all your eggs and dump them in the cake and mix it up. You have to put those room temperature eggs in one at a time and blend well after each addition. That's what you have to do. And so, good morning, Nathaniel. You're new. Good morning. God loves you. Yes, he does, and he loves you too. Thanks for joining. So you can't just put all those eggs in there at once. Well, I wasn't paying attention. And I wasn't blending the eggs properly. I was adding them too fast, but I was unfocused on that cake because Lifetime had my attention. And so on that day, I wasn't really focused on what it was I needed to do because I wanted to share the time with Lifetime. So we've got to be focused. Had I been focused when the cake was done and it was cut, it wouldn't have looked wet throughout the middle. And so you people who really know how to bake cakes know what I'm talking about. So we've got to stay focused on what it is we need to do. Needless to say, I had to do it all over again. And that time when I got focused, the cake was fine. But we've got to stay focused. It says the triathlete must do more than simply believe in his dream once in a while. He can't just dream. If you're a triathlete, you're going to have to get out and go do something. You can't just dream. You got to get out and put some action to it. It says he must continue making choices that sustain the desire. And they put sustain in italics. And you educators out there know that when you put something in italics, they're trying to draw your attention to it. And that word is sustain. He must schedule his routines. He must get a coach. He must run and sweat and fight for growth. How many of us are running and sweating and fighting for growth? You got to run and sweat and fight for growth. Sometimes when we don't know what it is we're trying to do, we need a coach. But we're afraid to go get a coach. Even with people who look like me, when we go through traumatic experiences in our life, we may have been taught that it's taboo to go and see a licensed professional counselor. But that's why we have LPCs. We need coaches sometimes in our lives to get us back on track. And so sometimes people are embarrassed because they don't want to appear weak, or they don't want to appear like they don't have it all together just because they need to go and talk to somebody. But please know that that's why those people are there. And sometimes you need a coach. Okay? If you don't believe it and you've never experienced it, just keep living, as my papa would say. Just keep living, because there will come a time when you will need a coach. You have life coaches, you have relationship coaches, you have, athletic coaches, reading coaches, literacy coaches. You have all these people who are there to help you when you need the assistance. It says he must run and sweat and fight for growth. I cannot stand it when I see people who give up so quickly. It's like, where's the fight in you? You give up so quickly. You know how when your kids are young, I remember my daughter used to like to go and spend the night at people's houses. And I said, I don't know them, so you can't go and spend the night at their house. But she was persistent. Well, my other friends are going, yeah, but I'm not their mom. I'm your mom, and you can't go. Well, mama, we're only going to be, it's just a couple of blocks over. It doesn't matter if it's next door. I don't know them. And so being persistent was something that she was good at. And so a lot of times I was able to do some things that I said I wasn't going to do. Now, spending the night wasn't one of them. But there were some other things that I said I wouldn't do. But I did them because she was persistent. And she had that fight in her. And that's what I can say about her. Now, she has that fight in her. Now, we have to also make sure that when we're raising these children, y'all, that we're teaching them how to sustain the motivation. Because people can be real good starters, but they don't finish well, okay? So we have to make sure that we're teaching them that while they're fighting for growth, that they're learning how to sustain the motivation. It says the sustaining choices of motivation are thus attention and effort. Just like with the cake, if I had been paying better attention instead of watching Lifetime, the cake would have been right the first time. It says motivation feels fickle only to those who have been inattentive to their ambitions. An undirected mind has little drive other than the baseline human impulses, sustained motivation not being among them. Let me read that part again. It says an undirected mind, your mind, when it's undirected, has little drive. And if you don't believe me, think about this. When your mind is focused on something, it doesn't matter what's happening around you. You're focused on getting it done. If you want a sale, you want to catch a sale at Bath and Body Works because you know they have that semi-annual sale around this time of the year, and you can get wallflowers for $3 and hand soaps for $3. You already know that you're going to be focused and driven when you get to that store. You're not going to be buying Henry Bendel candles that are not on sale because you want that soap. You're focused on getting what it is you want. And you're driven by the thought of saving money and not paying $12 for a wallflower. So we've got to have that kind of motivation. And so the points that I want you to take from today is just 3 little points that I thought about to help you sustain motivation. And number 1 of them is crazy faith. You've got to believe that it's going to happen no matter what other people are saying or doing, and no matter what it looks like. Because sometimes when you look at your goals and you look at what it is you're trying to do, it can be scary, and you'll think, man, I can't do that. That's too much. That's too big of a task. I say it all the time. If your dreams aren't big enough to scare you, then maybe they're not big enough. Usually on my page, on my personal page on Facebook, you will see pictures of mansions. Right now I have a picture of this huge living room. It almost looks like it was taken from an aerial view. And that's motivation for me. That's motivation for me to keep it moving. And so when you have crazy faith, you already know it's going to happen no matter what other people are saying. They might not have the same level of faith that you have. He said, crazy faith, I receive it. Yeah. Reginald, I'm serious. It's like crazy faith. You gotta believe it. You gotta believe it. We're working on some stuff over here that's so big, it scares us, and we talk about it a lot. But if our dreams aren't big enough to scare us, then I don't think they're big enough. Okay? That's the first thing you need is crazy faith. The second thing you need, and this, we're talking about sustaining motivation, and I want you to carry this throughout today. Today is Thursday and the rest of the week. The rest of your life, sustaining motivation. The second thing you need is to make sure that you're surrounded by like-minded people. Like-minded people. There's nothing wrong with chilling on the porch, drinking tea and catching up. There's nothing wrong with that. But that can't occupy a lot of your time. It can't be that that's your main focus. And so when you have, like-minded people and you are around those like-minded people, then guess what? Birds of a feather flock together. I hear it all the time with different thought leaders who say, you know what, if it's 10 broke people in the room and you in that room with them, chances are you'll be number 11. You're going to be next. And so we have to change our surroundings and change who these people are that we are around. You can't be the smartest person in the room. It might feel good and stroke your ego to know that you're the smartest person in the room, but how are you going to grow? How are you going to grow? See, people who have you ever seen people, and I won't call any names, I'm just speaking, but people who want to go to college and they're listening to people who have never even gone. It's like, what can you tell me if you've never set foot on a college campus? You don't even know how to walk across the campus, but you want to talk to me about college and going to school and getting a degree? I don't know if I need to let what you say weigh real heavy with me, because you haven't done that. And so when we are around like-minded people, we're more likely to grow. I remember a time that I wouldn't be reading Motivation Manifesto. I'd be reading some sleazy novel somewhere. But now that I'm at the point to where I want to sustain motivation so that I can accomplish my goals, and in December 2017, I can say, man, look at all the things I accomplished this year. I've got to know how to sustain my motivation, and I've got to stay motivated so that I can do it. Okay? It says we mustn't take our eyes off of our own goals as we dispatch mundane tasks of the day or wait for the right time to begin what we truly want to do. Well, when is the right time? Like, I want to know that. When is the right time? I don't know when the right time is other than now. Because who said that tomorrow is promised? Who promised you you're going to live to retirement? Who promised you that you're going to be able to, save all this money so that you can go vacation in Mexico? All my mom ever wanted to do was go to Phoenix, Arizona. I don't even know what's in Phoenix, Arizona. But I'm going to go and see. I don't know what's in Phoenix, Arizona. She went everywhere else, but she never went to Phoenix. So why would you wait until the right time? The time is now. Is now. On my vision board, and this is just a portion of it. Let me see if I can show it to you. It's just pieces of it, and it might look backwards, but it's just pieces. And it's coming together because I've got some changes to make. And so on this vision board, it says travel the world. Travel the world. How am I going to travel the world if all I want to do is sit here in this house and be scared to leave the county? Like, how do you do it? I've got to sustain my motivation just like you do. Okay? It says, let us keep our minds on our motives. When we allow our attention to drift from our dreams into the vast sea of unawareness, our motivation is dragged along behind it. Have you ever seen women in the grocery store dragging their kids? Kids don't want to be there. She's trying to hurry up and get groceries, and the kids don't want to be there. She's just dragging them behind. It's like you got to stay motivated enough. Those children don't understand that, hey, mom is here to buy groceries so that we can eat all next week. They just know that they want to go. But those moms are determined to get in and get those groceries home, and these kids are just dragging them. You can't pull dead weight. You can't pull dead weight. So if you're in that group of people and you're always pulling somebody and they're always pulling and drawing from you and you can't draw from them, it's time to move. Okay? So number 1 was crazy faith, and number 2 was like-minded people. Number 3 is an unshakable work ethic. Unshakable work ethic. I was at Walmart, and I was cute that day, for real, like I was. And I was at Walmart, and This guy said, "Ooh, you smell so good. You look so nice today." I said, "Dude, that's real good. You want to invest in my company? Oh, okay. You need some pictures because I got the best photographer for you. I can give you his card." Oh, well, no, 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 no. Well, then why are we talking? Like, what are you saying? You have got to be so motivated and so determined that you don't let these people on the outside sway you and change your mind about what it is you're trying to do or get you off course. You got to stay on task. At a school I used to work at, our motto was on time, on task, and on a mission. That's how you have to be. You got to be on time, on task, and on a mission. And if you think I'm playing about the on time piece, and y'all know we need to do better with that, try getting to work late. Too many times. They won't need you. They won't. They'll find a replacement for you. And so we've got to have this unshakable work ethic that's so strong and so crazy until people be looking at you like, well, why are you doing that? Well, why wouldn't you do this? See, sleeping is not for the poor. Sleeping is for the rich. Because when you're poor, you're trying to make a difference. You're trying to get out of that place. And so we've got to realize that this unshakable work ethic is something that we're going to have to really work at. I don't particularly like getting up early in the morning to do anything unless I'm catching a plane to go somewhere. But realistically speaking, I can't sleep in and make things happen. It doesn't work that way. So we've got to have crazy faith, be around like-minded people, and we've got to have an unshakable work ethic. And those are the things that are going to help us, sustain motivation. It says, some might fear that we are cultivating an obsession. And to some people, have you heard people say, girl, it don't take all that. It don't take all that at church. People just be crying and crying out to God and asking him to do all these things. Have you seen these people? And then you have somebody else saying, it don't take all that. They've been in church how long? It don't take all that. Well, you know what? Maybe it doesn't for you. Maybe it doesn't for you, but it does for them. Because when you want something bad enough, you're willing to do whatever it takes. You're willing to do whatever it takes so that you can get it. Your why is so big until you know all you need to do is sustain your motivation, and you're willing to do whatever it takes so that you can get that done. And so sometimes people will look at it and say that, oh, she obsessed with that. That's all she think about. Well, guess what? I pass Range Rovers on the highway all the time. And you know what I say now? Lord, thank you for the reminder. I'm not going to keep watching people drive past me in a Range Rover. I don't care about the gas. I don't care about that. It's on my vision board. It's going to happen. And I'm not going to just keep seeing people drive past me in it. Because my unshakable work ethic, my crazy faith, and being around like-minded people is going to help me sustain my motivation, and it's going to come to fruition. It's going to happen, okay? So on today, I want you to become obsessed with sustaining your motivation. Think about the beginning of the year. Think about how gung-ho people are. They're sustaining that motivation sometimes for a very short period of time, and they do accomplish some things. You might even lose some pounds. But ask them again in March, where are you with your goals? Is the 3-month mark. Where are you now? Where are you now? And so on today, I want you to remember that we've got to learn how to sustain our motivation so that we can keep it moving. And I'm going to end with this. It says, we should not fear an obsession for building a great and free life. I don't know about you, but I want to be free. And I want to have a free life. I want to be able to do what I want to do, when I want to do it, for as long as I want to do it. That's personal freedom, and that's what we all strive for. So in striving for personal freedom and achieving our goals, we've got to learn how to sustain the motivation for it, okay? Without such willed attention, our motivation would descend into half-hearted hopes, flirty arousals of the heart that have no staying power. Have no staying power. I need the staying power. Good morning, Miss Katrina. How are you? I'm so glad you joined us. Today we're talking about sustaining motivation. I gave everybody 3 pointers on how to sustain motivation so that we can accomplish all these goals in 2017. And the first one I said was you've got to have some crazy faith. You got to believe that it's going to happen even if you have people around you who don't. And people who are in your circle who don't believe like you do, they need to be gone anyway. You need your new crowd of people, okay? The second point was like-minded people. You've got to be around like-minded people so that when you tell people I was up all night long and I've been working on this and I'm still not done, they understand what you're saying because they're in the same place that you are. And the last pointer I gave was having an unshakable work ethic. You've got to be able to, get in and have a crazy work ethic. Have you ever seen people who just work from sun up to sundown, and it's like they have all these things and they're able to accomplish a lot, but it's because, I'm sorry about that, they have a crazy work ethic. And so that's how it needs to be with us. We've got to have this crazy, unshakable work ethic, crazy faith, and be around like-minded people so that we can sustain our motivation. And so on today, I want you to go out, make a difference in the life of somebody else, do something great for somebody. I'm excited because today I get to go to this, there's a nursing home near my house, and I'm going to go in today and I'm going to dress up as Michelle Obama, and we're going to talk about current events with this group of elderly people at the nursing home, and I'm really excited about it because I'm gonna put on my I'm gonna have a hat on and a suit, and I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna talk about some current events that are going on in the world with them as we drink our coffee. And so I'm really excited to be doing that today. So make a difference in the life of somebody else, y'all. I'm telling you, is if you help other people get what they need, you're gonna get what you need. It just works that way. So get out, do something different. I am still looking for a few women to help. I've come up with a plan of what it is I'm going to do to help. I have space for 6 more women, and I'm going to help them figure out what it is they want to do. We're going to work on their biography. We're going to work on creating an updated resume and cover letters, and then look at some business plans for some people, because this is the year. This is the year. You've just got to be around like-minded people. And so that's something that I'm offering, is just to give some of my time so that they'll be able to move forward in what it is they want to do. And so if you know of someone who can benefit from those services, let me know. You can inbox me. Some of you know me well enough to have my cell phone number, and if not, it's out there on Facebook, but I'm easy to get in contact with. So just let me know, because again, we want to make a difference in the lives of somebody else. So let me know. I have space for 6 more people. Another plug is on January 21st, we're going to be having our vision board party. Hey, Millie, how are you? Have a super fantastic day yourself. So we're going to be meeting on January the 21st from 9 to noon, 2600 South Marsalis in Dallas. And we're going to be working on vision boards for those who don't have them. And so if you know somebody, let them know. Thank you for sharing the video, Katrina. I really appreciate that. This is kind of new for me and it's out of my comfort zone, but it's therapeutic for me too. And it's helping me because, again, we're all helpers one to another. And we have to help each other kind of sustain the motivation, especially when, we've all dealt with some issues and we've dealt with some things. But, hey, we are here to serve and to help. I'm looking at some of the people on here, and I know a lot of you have those characteristics of that servant. Thank you for the likes, for the servant leadership. And so that's what we're supposed to be doing for each other, So that's what I want to do. So if you know some women who can use that help, please let me know so that I can reach out to them and I can help them. If this Facebook Live is helping you, please share it with somebody else. And remember, I will see you at the top because the bottom is still too crowded. Everybody make it a fantastic Thursday. And I'll see you tomorrow morning at 6:15. Bye-bye.